you see the post that said there will never be a bigger four? And fam, they're right. This is the big three.
When we start talking about the big animes, I always have a problem. Like, I don't necessarily have a problem with three of these names. Now, for one, I don't have a problem with Bleach. Good anime. I think you could pull Bleach out with some other ones. That's just personally me. I think Dragon Ball Z is the goat of goats. I think Dragon Ball Z is the Michael Jordan, the Tom Brady of animes. It's just when you think of anime, that is the first thing that's gonna pop up. Naruto, I think it might be best pure story. One Piece, I'm not as high on it as other people. Like, I've rewatching it because I kind of fell out, and I realized why I fall out. It is a very long. It's a very hard watch because of so much filler, callbacks, and like right now my rewatch, I'm at the point where Luffy's running to save Ace, and Ace is like just sitting there, and I know what's going. I know what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's like, dude, it's like 60 episodes of this man running, essentially maybe a block. Like, it maybe a block. It, but that's personally me. Now, who I think you could put in there, I think we undervalue some animes from the golden era that came up with Dragon Ball Z, like Gundam. Gundam had a whole generation of people building model figurines of those Zords, Gundam mechs, and I I think we forgot that they had us in a chokehold. I like I also think we forgot just how important Sailor Moon was to girls getting into anime and how big that was. But funny enough, the most disrespected anime that probably should be there, and it is an anime, even though a lot of people don't consider it, Pokemon. I was out like, hey, I was a kid in the '90s. I was outside. I know, like, firsthand how much money Pokemon has generated, and I get One Piece got the Netflix show, and Naruto's had games, and One Piece is. I get that. Nintendo alone can explain to us the value of Pokemon. Like, I remember Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Red, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Silver and Blue and all those things. The success of the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance alone was off the back of those Pokemon games that had an entire base on the show. There was a 10 plus year span, maybe, between 2005 and 95 where Pokemon was dog walking everything. Like, I get it. Dragon Ball Z was fire and it was on television. But if we talking about money spent, oh, Pokemon was getting that money. Like, I don't think we really realized. And this was at a time when you went out and you bought things. Some of these, like One Piece has kind of picked up over the last 10 years. But we talking about like girls in the early 2000s had Pikachu tattoos. I really don't think we understand how big Pokemon was. We talking about a 30-year run? of Pokemon cards and video games and movies and everything. Like, yo, and say, yeah, hey, you know, One Piece got the Netflix show. Pokemon had several movies in theaters, and like that Detective Pikachu joint with Ryan Reynolds was funny. It was pretty good. I'm just saying, I don't think we give certain animes the true respect they deserve. I like Bleach, and I understand why it's part of the big three. But if we talking Mount Rushmore of anime, I think Pokemon was like everybody's first starter anime. If some of these kids who weren't even born yet wouldn't understand, but the amount of money Pokemon generated in the 90s and the 2000s, I think is absolutely insane. And I think like literally Nintendo having that deal, and you didn't see like, I mean, Pikachu and Jigglypuff being in Super Smash, like, and then you had the Pokemon trainer. I'm just telling you, like, do not be shocked if Pokemon may have made the most money in anime history. Do not be shocked. That's just my personal opinion. But Bleach is really good. It's a really good story. It ain't generated the amount of money and the amount of success Pokemon has. That's just me. And I think Pokemon is anime.